Welcome to my channel. In this video I'm going to show you how I upload some mascots onto Cricut Design Space for cutouts. These mascots I actually purchased from Creative Fabrica. That is my referral link. It will be in the description as well, but I just wanted to have it up there so you know that our local mascot, like the closest one we've got, is a yellow jacket, but it also works as hornet, bee, so I wanted to show you a little screenshot of the two mascots in case you want to go to Creative Fabrica and purchase those as well, so you could see the exact title of what they were calling them so you'd know what to do. So what I'm doing here is just erasing the text or the font or the writing, whatever you want to call it, because I don't need that. This is going to be for cutouts, and I can't upload it as it is because it would come through solid with all the different colors. So I'm trying to get rid of all the different colors and just keep the black for now. I want to start out with just the black outline, and that will get me started. The only thing with doing it this way, with the select and then going through with the eraser, you should see some fine lines left over from the colors. When you enlarge it like this, you can see some little lines, and those will come through when you save it. So I'm adjusting the eraser, I'm going in there and getting rid of those fine lines. So you should be able to see those. If not, just take my word for it, they're on there. Once you go to the next screen and save it, you'll see that it saves some of those lines. You don't want those. So you have to get rid of all of those. I am going to show you another way to do it in a minute that sometimes can save you a lot of time and effort. But I want to show you both ways you can do this. So this is a pain to do this, but this is what you got to do when you're dealing with like a lot of these eagles. Like that will come through with different, whether you are saving one that you found online or downloaded from online. If you're using your school's mascot, a lot of them will be in different colors, so you have to get rid of, usually you'll have to get rid of all the colors except for one. You want the base one. So I'm going through and trying to erase all of those lines, and it can be time consuming, and then it's really aggravating if you get to the next point, the next screen, and you realize you missed one, because if you go back, it's not going to go back to this. It's going to go back to the beginning. You have to start all over again. I hate that. There is up at the top, there's green. I don't know if you can see that. It says preview. So you can click on the preview and it'll show you how it's going to save. So try to remember to do that before going to the next screen. And if you don't know how all the select, and the select, you just tap. When I would tap on the eagle and it would get rid of like the white, that's what the select is. And then the erase is when you want to go through and do like the lines, and then you eraser size, so you can adjust the size of the eraser, which is great. As you can see, I've got the eraser set as a 2. 1 is as small as you can go. 0 won't even show up. But sometimes you have to go in there with a really fine eraser and really get rid of some of those lines, and it can be very time consuming and aggravating. So this is why when I'm making like a Pee-wee mum or a mini mum, and they want like the school logo, but they've got some complex logo that takes a long time to to upload and to correct and to get it into Design Space so you can make a cutout. If it's a complex one, they're going to get charged extra for that. If it's something simple that's easy to upload, you can upload it. You don't have to go through all of this mess and do different layers and stuff. So if somebody, if it's a big mum, then I'm not going to charge them more for that because they're already paying a good amount for the mum. So of course they're going to get more complex things. But if it's a small mum and they are trying to send me some complex design that's going to take me a couple of hours to get done, they're going to get charged extra for that. So you got to think about, you're uploading it, you're having to do all of this mess with all the different layers before you can even get it on Design Space, before you can even make a cutout, and then all the time of sizing it and color, doing all the different colors, and then cutting it out and gluing it and all that stuff needs to be factored into your mum prices. All right, so I saved it, and Now I'm going to go back and show you a different way to do it. And I have to start all over with uploading it. Go into the eraser again, erase that eagle stuff. So I don't need, like I said, I don't need that. Now I'm going down to more options. And I'm going to mess with some of these, the color tolerance and all of that. You see how it's making it more of a solid color there instead of the three or four different colors. There was white, gray, and I think 2 yellows. So there's 4 colors I was messing with. And so, I'm just kind of messing with them. I don't know what all of it means. I just mess with them and see if it helps me at all. But here it's like I went from 4 colors. I'm not even counting the black. I'm talking about all the inside stuff. So I went from 4 colors to 2 colors. Now look, selecting, look how easy that is to get rid of all of that. It was so much easier. And I'm going to have a lot less. I'm going to enlarge and see if I need to erase anything. But if I do, it's going to be a lot less stuff than what I was before because I had the 4 different colors. And so where all those 4 colors would meet up, it a lot of times leaves a line. And see, there's where you can click on the preview and see. And look how good that looks. Looks so clean. So this is the one I'm actually going to keep because it's better. And I'll show you. You can see the first one I did. You see the little spots? I didn't get it erased good. So this works a lot better. You can see it saved a lot more time. I'm deleting that, getting rid of that. Now I'm going to go back and do it again because what we're talking about, this is several colors and I want to do multiple layers. So I'm going to start again, but this time I'm going to focus in on the gray because I want that to cut out as well. I want that to be a layer. And of course, whatever colors are showing up on here doesn't mean you have to cut it out that color. I have a lot of customers that don't understand that. I will screenshot them a design and I'll try to get the colors as close to what the colors will be when they cut out, and they'll be like, that's not the right burgundy, that's too red. And I'm like, this is just a screenshot from my computer, people. Calm down. This is not what it's going to look like exactly. So again, I'm doing the colors so it'd be easier to erase everything. And we can mess around with the different numbers and stuff, the color tolerances and everything, and see what you get. I just wanted to play around and show you what it does. If someone knows what all this means, by all means tell me. I've just something I play with, and I don't know what it all means. I just know it's there, and I'll use it when I can. Let's see, when you try to get rid of the black, it leaves a lot of lines. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to save it as the black and gray. And then this will be my second layer. So the black one that I saved first will be my top layer. This one, whatever color I cut it out, will be the next layer, and all that will show through is where the gray is. I hope that makes sense. Of course, I'm enlarging to see if I need to do anything. Get rid of any lines, especially where all that yellow was. These eagles are always a pain. Seems like they're always like several layers and different, all different colors and stuff. You can do very simple. You could, if you are wanting to do a simple one, so I will offer a simple one, if I have one saved, especially for like Pee-wee mums and stuff, and just do 2 layers. The black layer that I saved first, and then do an offset that's a solid piece, that's whatever color, let's say it's blue, and the top layer black or whatever, silver, whatever their school colors are, and just do 2 layers. But if it's a bigger mum, you can do multiple layers and make it more complex. It's just whatever you're doing. Think about the cost of the mum and stuff like that. And I like to have a lot of logos or mascots saved, and that way I can just go through and find them, and I don't have to worry about doing all of this during homecoming season. As many of these I can have already saved on Design Space, and then have to just worry about editing what layers I'm doing per mum. Like I said, if it's a smaller mum, I may be only doing 2 or 3 layers. If it's a bigger mum, I may be doing 3 to 5 layers. Okay, so you see I brought them both up to a new project, and I'm going to open that eagle up, bring it up again so I can kind of look at it. I like to look at the mascot or logo or whatever it is as I'm working on it, so I can kind of get an idea of what I want to do. So I'm going to try to stick with the colors that came with the mascot, just so you can see. But like I said, you know, of course you're going to make this whatever colors you need it to be. You see I put the black on top of the gray, and what's showing is what I want to be seen. Now you could do an offset and just in white and have 3 layers. Have the beak and everything be white, or you could you might even be able to do the beak all in black. Just depends on what you're trying to do. Yeah, I don't want that. I'm trying to offset it at a 0. That way I get a solid piece, but it's not offset around the edges, if that makes sense. I don't want an offset that's bigger than the eagle. I want it the same size as the eagle. Just see whatever works. And that's what I'm doing here. So the offset is not going to come out over the design. It's only going to be like a filler, and it's going to be like a bottom layer. That's what I'm talking about. So the black outline, nothing is coming past the black outline. That's what I want. Now you can make more layers and just focus on the beak. And of course the eyes, sometimes the eyes will be yellow on these. So just whatever, you can go through here and hide different contours so you see certain things. That's not what I wanted to do. Alright, so that's the beak and the eyes. So see, I just did the yellow for the eyes and the beak. I guess the eyes are yellow on that one. It's hard for me to see it. But that looks pretty stinking close to what what the image is supposed to look like. So that is 4 layers. So yeah, I would not do a 4-layer cutout on a small mum without charging extra for that. That's a lot of cutting. And you saw like how much time it took me just to upload it and do the different layers and stuff. So you've got to think about that. If you already have it done, if you know these logos, you're using certain ones, you've already got them uploaded, you've already got the layers done, and all you have to do is like size them and cut them out. That's, yeah, that can be a different story, but you also have to think about you already put in that work for that mom too. So this one is going to be we'll call it the Yellow Jacket, even though it says Hornet. Can be used for either one. And so I have seen, this is pretty close to what our school is. You can see the different one. It gives you a whole bunch of different ones. But our school, that one right there, that's the one our school uses the most. It's almost identical to it, if not identical to it. And then there is another one that came with it that I've seen used with our school too. I hate this logo or this mascot. I hate it because it gives me the the hardest time. I already have one uploaded from the school, but I wanted a really clean one to start out with. Now the reason why I hate this, because all the fine lines. You're trying to cut that out on glitter cardstock a lot of times, especially like on the little wings, those little sharp, those will not always cut out right. This is definitely one of those times that you might want to do heat transfer vinyl as the top layer with all that fine, because see, you haven't got the one on the left, it's just going to be the solid piece, and that can be glitter cardstock. And then that one right there, you could cut out on heat transfer vinyl onto the cardstock, and that would work much better. Or you can offset it just a tiny bit and make the outlines thicker, and then you'll be able to cut them out on glitter cardstock. It'll be much easier, but there's still going to be some issues. So the ones like this that have fine lines, they'll stress me out because they're just so much more difficult to work with. But if you don't do heat transfer vinyl, you can also do regular vinyl as your top layer, like this, the permanent vinyl, and on top of cardstock or glitter cardstock or metallic cardstock. I haven't done that one. I haven't done that myself, but I know people that do that and they like it, but I haven't tried it. I just really like the glitter cardstock on glitter cardstock, or the heat transfer vinyl on top of glitter cardstock. Those are my favorites. Or metallic cardstocks. I like those a lot for the guys' mums too, because you don't have so much glitter and sparkle. You got shine. And that, I mean, the good thing about this one, you don't have to do a bunch of layers, but it's just such a pain. Like I said, if you try to cut that out with glitter cardstock, like the little wings and stuff, you may even have to just cut those off. Now, I tried to look at the contour and see if I could get rid of those, and you couldn't. So see, I'm going to play around with making an offset just a little bit thicker, but you can't go very thick at all. You really can't, because it'll just mess up the design. You see on the face on the very left how close together that is instead of that little gap. It makes it like a really thick line. So if you don't like that, it's just, you've got to think about all that. But I really hate the Yellow Jacket Mascot. It's just always so difficult. When I used my brother's scan and cut, I think I cut like 4 or 5 of them, or tried to, and got only one that would actually work. It was just awful. And there wasn't a whole lot you could do with editing on whatever the brother, I don't even remember what the brother studio is. It's been so long since I used it, I don't remember. Silhouette may be better, it may be easier, I don't know. I have not played around with it yet. I'm going to have to, because I got a silhouette last year, or around Black Friday, so I am going to have to learn their design studio. See if I like it better. But, you know, when you get designs like this, you just have to play around with them and see what works. So don't be surprised if you try to cut out a mascot or something and some of the pieces don't work. It's to be expected. And that's another reason why I'm like, you know, if you're making a small mom or budget friendly mom or something, and they're wanting you to, and you're spending all this time on a cutout, you've got to think about that. If you're spending a lot of time, you're having trouble, you might just have to tell them, I'm sorry, it's too complex to cut out. We need to do a different design. We need to do something simpler. So like on my Pee-wees and minis and stuff, I have it on there that they get a cutout on the flower, but it has to be a simple logo, their initial, a sports ball, a cheerleader, drill boot, something like that. That's 2 layers. That's it. If they want more than that, then they have to pay extra for that. I don't mind spending time on, you know, in design space, designing cutouts and stuff. It's kind of fun. But during homecoming season, when you're super busy, you just don't have the time to do all that. And so if you're spending a lot of time on one person's mom, you need to be getting paid for it. That is just my opinion. So I kept the original one on there and made it smaller in a different color. That way I'll remember not to cut it out. So I may have to adjust it again. I haven't tried to cut either of these out. Okay, I hope this video was helpful. I'm trying to do a lot of design space and cut out videos for you guys. So look for those. I will try to do a lot of them this year, and a lot of like actually cutting them out and all that good stuff. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment. Please be kind with those comments. Please be kind to yourself, be kind to others, and happy mum making.